I
trying.
have the AI workshop starting screen up, and in just a second, we'll get to the workshop. Done. Thank you. All right. 6 minutes. So,
Alexa, set an alarm for 4 minutes.
oh shit. All right. One second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's going to be bare bones. There's not going to be a lot of incredible bells and whistles, but the shit's going to work. About 5 minutes, and I'll get us up on screen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Man, I have been extremely stressed all day.
Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, it still says AIU late night underground with Dizzle watch. Damn it. I changed it. I was able to change the title at least. Okay. We only have one person with us now. Okay. I'm going to open up the workshop space here so we can see everything. I can get us all situated. Now, when you share your screen, we might have to do some moving around, but for right now, we are okay. Oh man, and it is raining like crazy outside. So if I lose power or something, who knows what's going to happen?
Fingers crossed.
All right. Hello. Give us one more minute here. We're going to get started. All right. I'm looking at Twitch. Twitch is still doing odd things. There we go. Good. We have 5 people joining us, and it is about 6. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone. Um, how are things? I'm going to put a hi all. There we go. I am not getting our chat up. There we go. Hey, hello, everyone. Welcome. Well, I know that tonight is going to be a very special night, and I am happy to see everyone here. Hello, Stone Cool. Jean Rose is here. Hello. Hello. So, I know typically we have all of this theme music and stuff, but we're going low key tonight. We've got a special guest with us, and there's no room for any sort of triviality or playing around tonight. I'd like to introduce to everyone my friend Gregory, who performs under the name of Mindgasm. He is a DJ in Miami. Hi, Gregory. How you doing, my friend?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me on. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you so much for being here. It's our pleasure. And Gregory is an active working musician, and he uses AI in several different uh, ways in his work. And so I'd like to talk with him today about some of the things that he's done, how he got to where he is as this working, performing composer, and what that rise was like. And then maybe we can take some questions from you guys, and we can also look at some tips that he has for getting your music out there. I know that you guys are really into putting out your stuff, getting some distribution, getting your numbers up. Well, this guy is going to give us kind of some behind the curtain look at what those things take. So, welcome again. Plus, we have a special preview of a new track from Mindgasm, unreleased, that we'll see for the first time here. Um, the dirty bass line came through, Gregory. I don't know. Can you hit me with the cover track in the chat? For some reason, I couldn't download it. Maybe we'll just share your screen for that one.
Sure thing. Either's fine. I could
Okay,
drop it.
let's just share your screen for that one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, cool, cool, cool.
Drop it.
All right. So, welcome. You are a DJ down here in Miami. Tell us about your last gig. What did you do? What's the last cool thing you did down here with music?
Well, I had 3 gigs last week. I think the coolest one was this place called Zay, and it's cool because there there's an outside, with food and things. There's an inside with a DJ, and then there's like an outside big stage, bigger area where bands play as well as bigger name DJs play. And so I was performing in the second area on stage. That was my first time playing in that area, and I really enjoyed it because there were several people. First of all, there was really good footage capture with a drone that was flying.
Oh,
Second of all, the group that was actually throwing the event, they were a great group. They have a lot of spiritual, a lot of sound and sound healing related things going
Mm-hmm.
on before the DJ starts. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of unique. And there's a lot of art, which is really cool. And it's a community collaborative event. And I was kind of, I guess there were two headliners. I was one of the headliners, and yeah, it was just really really fun to perform for that crowd because first they were opened up with all this sound healing and they were all relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
and then by the time I was like I think the fourth DJ playing, or yeah, the
Okay.
fourth DJ playing. So by the time it actually got to me, they were fully relaxed already dancing, so the crowd was like really receptive. And
That's awesome.
one thing I do live is I play flute, I play guitar. That time I brought my guitar, so when I picked up my guitar and started playing, really got a good reaction out of the audience and good response. And
That's amazing.
you know, it's, I guess it shows like this that kind of make it worthwhile because like the promoters were very friendly, the crowd was very friendly, and the whole experience was just really really nice.
That's amazing. My the church that I'm a member of does sound healing, and I participated in plant medicine ceremonies and that sort of stuff. So I'm familiar with the concept. It's pretty big down here.
Oh yeah,
Hmm. So that's
without a doubt.
so you mentioned that you have some live elements to your music. Describe your music. Talk to me about it. Talk to us, and you can be specific. We're a bunch of composers here, so talk to us about it in no uncertain terms.
Well, I come from. I was a musician doing bands. I was in a big band for many, many years. Back when I was younger, and then I started building bands and really just developing a sound that's like dancey electronica. Like rock electronica. Like bands like Disco Biscuits, New Deal. I don't know if that hits any notes. I
Hmm.
mean, they're really trying to take this. DJ house similar sound and really try to like make it live and electronic and make it with live instruments. So that's what I was trying to do for a while, but you know, it's much easier as a DJ to come with a USB and headphones than to bring
Yeah.
all of the sound elements, all the speakers and everything. And at some point, a girl I was dating, she suggested, "Why are you carrying all this stuff? Why don't you just become a DJ?" And I
Yeah.
was like, wait a minute, no, that's going against everything I believe in because I'm a musician, like I got to perform and like I got to cut solos, I got to carry the night, I got to sing, I got to play, and I got to keep the band together, I got to rehearse.
Hmm.
And it's like, it's my blood, it's my gore, it's my grit.
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time, my sweaty gigs, they're like, the classical gigs, some weddings, some birthdays, but, in the creative side too, like some jazz gigs here and there. And
Mm.
eventually I came around to that because she kind of got some equipment and I started testing it out, running around with it, and I saw what a response I'm getting from the crowd, and like I just never got a response
Hmm.
like that as a musician. Even though I'm a good musician, it's just not. I guess it's just not the way live music works, and at this point,
Mm.
especially, live music is kind of it's taking a back seat in a way, and
Yes.
I can't. And so I started DJing. I started working on electronic music, and it kind of came together much quicker. I started really getting traction. I started getting paid much better. The audience was very receptive, and I started playing a lot longer than I ever could. Because
Hmm.
as a DJ, you get more playtime than a band. It's much harder to
Yeah.
play as a band.
You know, we have a comment from one of our composers, D. Griffith, great composer, great technologist in the audience, and he's in the chat, and he's saying the spark comes out of that improvisatory kind of thing. So if you're removing those live elements, um, I know it's convenient. Do you miss it? I mean, we know what you don't miss about it, but there's some spontaneity, and that's something we struggle with in the AI space as well.
Well, now it's such a. I mean, what I'm doing is like a little different because I tried doing like Appleton Live with live sets and things like that,
Hmm.
like live electronica and then putting live instruments on top of that.
Yeah,
But it was not as easy to execute as, just producing music and playing live
yeah,
instruments on top of that.
yeah.
So I guess that's what I'm doing now, really. I play flute, I play guitar, and I play on top of my original house music. And when I do get a chance, you know, whenever I can. I do visuals and storylines, based on the songs in the set that I'm playing,
Yeah.
that really kind of adds a live element. And
So you
I,
still get a chance to play with the crowd and
yes,
respond to them and have a back and forth. That's so important.
yeah, I mean, I think if you're just a DJ these days, it's not enough. There has to be a distinguishing element. Even if you're producing your own music, even if your music is very amazing and cutting edge, it's
Hmm.
you really have to find some niche, or you really have to find some edge, because there's so many DJs. Even folks that produce themselves, there's just so many, and there's no way to distinguish yourself. So
Right.
when I in most venues, when I either play the flute or play both guitar and the flute, guitar
Hmm.
being my main instrument, there's a very different reaction, because I try not to overplay, because that's one thing a lot of musicians do, which play with DJs. And I have, specific melodies that I do. Like there are phrases, there are compositions, there are parts where you just play like a lead and a solo. But there are parts that I've developed with songs over years, other people's songs and my own music, that I see that they work every time they work,
Hmm.
no matter what, they work. So I know it's like an example would be, there's a really good remix of Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd,
Mm.
right? So
Great track.
you're like, if you're hearing dance music, you're constantly hearing music, maybe not a lot of vocal, and then suddenly this creeps up on you, and like somebody just picks up a guitar and starts wailing right into it. Not, and I don't mean too much. I mean right in the
Yeah.
break, right when there's a lift,
Yeah.
like, and then if they stop, and at the right moment they put the guitar away. Of course, the phones come out. Of course, like there's a lot of more attention. There's a lot, it's a grab. I mean, this day and age, that in the day of the influencer, right, and social media, there's specific elements that you have to look for and still stay artistic, and still, I guess, stay true to the cause of like moving art forward, or moving yourself in art forward, and some things you do for the audience, right? Like as a DJ, that's a requirement. Like you can't just sit there and do stuff for yourself. You're coming there, you're performing for in a particular way that they're looking for, right? But if you elevate that just a little bit, if you add little things like, what I used to do, I had a troupe in New York of like 17 performers I pull on. I do three or four performers that were acrobats, yoga people, and they would really elevate the performance during certain songs. You add live instruments during certain things, and visuals. Boom, you got
Let me
something
stop you.
else.
Let me stop you just one second. We're getting some weird echo. That weird echo started again. Did anything change? Let's see.
Not a thing for me, no.
Try again.
Okay. Hopefully, I didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, it just suddenly started. All right. Well, let's give it a chance to kind of um,
I mean,
figure
what
this
I could
out.
try to do is jump on the phone, if that worked better before.
Well, let's see if we can share your screen. I want to show them some music.
Okay.
Do you have a piece up that you could show?
Sure. Well, you mentioned one piece that I have coming out,
Hmm.
which is basically, it's a cover of old jazz song. See, I'm kind of working towards a project. What I plan on doing, and I would love to see somebody challenge me
The
with
echo's
this. Is
better now. It's the buff. It's a buffer issue, is what somebody's saying online. It's gonna come in
oh,
and out
okay.
maybe, but it's better now. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working towards this project of creating a record, right?
Hmm.
Vinyl. And on one side, I want to do five, old song jazz remixes, like really classic stuff, a little obscure, but not too obscure, and on the other
Hmm.
side, I want to do five classical music remixes, like.
Amazing.
So I'm working towards that, and I've released already a couple of songs that I'm going to put on it. Like for instance, Claire de Lune. I released a remix of Claire de Lune.
Yes,
I
I
released a
remember.
remix of Sarabande, um, and right now I'm about to release. You know, I don't know if you ever heard of Peggy Lee. She has a song called Fever. It's a really old
Oh,
jazz classic. I think it's from the 20s, and I just love the song. And
Peggy Lee's
You know,
version is from the 60s.
that's right.
Mhm.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I just want to put my phone on silent for some reason. Whatever I did before,
Yeah.
I didn't put
I
it on
mean, and
silent.
that's a song that's been covered a million times. It's a very familiar melody. I think Madonna did a version of it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, on
I
her erotica album.
oh, I actually did not know that. I'd love to hear it, but yeah, let's see.
It's more house kind of remix, but
So, and I'm not sure what the sound will be like. Hopefully,
hopefully we'll be good. We've got some people out here that'll tell us.
great. So let me share the screen and we'll play. This is a 4-minute song. How much of this
Okay.
do you want me to play?
No, let's play it all. We've got time.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go for it. I don't mind sharing. Here we go.
Excellent.
Let me just find the right
Share your
window.
screen quick and make sure it's coming up.
Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep. There we go.
Let's see
You
if we got
may
sound.
mute your
Yeah,
mic.
sure. And let me know if the sound is not playing.
Okay. Mm, no, we're not getting any sound. Just a sec. I see it up there. Let's see. Yeah, we should be getting lots of sound. Yes, I'm not getting it. All right. Let me try something. Hearing nothing physically, but yes, they see the visuals and it's beautiful. I don't know why we're not getting any sound. Maybe because you're muted. We're not getting any sound because you're muted.
Oh, so I have to unmute my mic.
I think so. We weren't getting any audio.
I apologize. Let me put this a little lower. And can you hear it now? Can you hear the audio now?
Yes, but we're doubling.
Is this good or? Is the sound coming through?
No, it's doubled. Yeah, it's doubled. Let me play one that I have here. Okay. Sorry about that, Gregory. I don't know why it's doubling.
Maybe in the meantime, I should jump in and out.
Jump where?
Like jump out of the call and try to log back in. You think that might help?
Try it again. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Right, let me-
Okay, while he's doing you guys, I'm going to add, let's see, we're going to show some media here. Give me a second. Got to find it. It's right here. All right. Hopefully, we'll be able to see this. This is a new track by Mindgasm, and it is called Dirty Bassline. Hopefully, we're going to be able to. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear it. I know you can see it. All right, let's see what we got.
I just want to feel the bass. I just want to see the
Okay, hopefully, yeah, it's good. All right, let me try to play that one more time.
I just want to be in the disco. I just want to feel the bass. I just want to see the lights. I just want to be in the disco. Everybody wants to go to the disco. I just want to feel the bass. I just want to see the lights. I just want to be in the disco. I just want to be in the disco. I just want to feel the bass. I just want to see the lights. I just want to be in the disco.
Okay, so there you go. That was Dirty Bassline by Mindgasm. And we got some really good response in the chat from that. Gregory, really cool. Love the video. Are you're there you go. How you doing, my friend? They love the video.
Awesome. That's great news. It's not released yet, so it's a good feeler for me. Thank you so much for the feedback. Hopefully, I'm not coming in double. If anything, I have my phone.
Yeah, you are still coming in a little bit doubled.
Let me jump through my phone.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
While he jumps to his phone, I want you guys to think about some questions to ask. I really feel like we have an opportunity here. So he's going to be back in just a second. And we're going to be able to talk about not only the South Florida music scene, if you'd like, but also the New York scene that he came from. And we're also going to talk about some distribution elements that he is very good at. There he is back with us. Okay, let's hear how you sound now. Okay, he's getting together. Oh, and I turned crazy. There we go. You know, it's raining really badly here, so I have no idea what's going on with the internet. He's coming back on, though. He was on just a second ago. There he is. Oh, well, he's on twice. There he is. We're coming.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Seems like everything is working and then it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right. Good. All right. So let's ask some questions. Talk to us about making the leap to performance. You told us about a girl that kind of led you the way, and when you book a show now, what are you looking for?
Um, Purpose,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
trying to making sure that the show is not just another restaurant, it's not just another cafe, that it's a stepping stone. Sometimes I sacrifice pay
Mm,
to be, like in some sort of a stepping stone, or like, um to be in the right network, to be in the right connections for a much, much longer term goal.
hmm.
Sometimes you really have to sacrifice pay if you're trying to do it as an artist, because if you're building a brand, if you're building your name, there's really no way to go around it except to do a lot of outreach. And that
Hmm.
outreach consists of either, hey, you're paying somebody to do that outreach for you, or you're doing the running around yourself.
Hmm.
And that goes for social media, because there's a lot of work to be done on social media, right? I mean, but also in person, because a lot of these networks are very in person networks. And the way they work is not necessarily even through social media, because, when people are putting money on the line, and they're trying to fill their venue, they're not necessarily feeling safe even when somebody has a lot of followers.
Right. Sure.
So I
So
think
let,
for me,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think for me, like every gig is just really, if I try to make it another step going forward, right? And that means a collaboration with somebody. Of course, I have gigs where I'm just hired as a service, and like, but even in those gigs, um, I try to play 60, 70% original music, right? So that, because at this point I have it, like I have the remixes, I have the original music. So at this point, it's not so much, it's just a matter of trying to choose, and being correct about the choice, because the music I have also spans several house engineers, and that's exactly
Yep.
why I was making it like that, so that I'd be able to just like, hey, I got to play afro, no problem. Hey, I got my own afro.
Mm,
Like,
yes,
hey,
sure.
you need me to play tech house? No problem. I got a bunch of tech house, but it's my own tech house. Oh, you want me to do melodic techno? Because like late in the night, and you really need something like, 125, 130, 135 BPM. No problem. Got my own. I'll play what you want me to, but I got my own. And then it's very important to collaborate with other artists, and to play their
Yes.
music, to
Yeah,
have them play your
we do
music.
a lot of collaborations here. So, how do you approach a collaboration?
Um, well, it depends, it depends what the collaboration point is. Um, because, well, there's folks that are not really interested in performing, just interested in making music and moving their artistry forward. There's folks that are not really interested in sitting down in a studio, but really want to get music out. And there's a lot of people like that, actually.
Mm,
So, especially as of late, I'm trying to create opportunities, because I feel very strongly when I create opportunities for others, the universe creates opportunity for me, but not only just like sometimes they have opportunities, sometimes people move up. Like I've seen some people that I've been kind of close with, and not so close with, move up, and I seen how they do it, and I saw what it took, and I saw where they are, and some of them like went up and then kind of went back down, and some went up and like stayed up there and hit it like big time. Like
yeah.
one example was like I don't know if you ever heard of Francis Mercier.
No, I can't say I have.
No, it's okay. It's like he's a big time DJ. He's like more like Afro house, and he kind of like went from throwing parties and kind of like just doing collecting locals and putting a headliner on top of it, and then just trying to squeeze himself in the middle, to
Yeah.
now just big time, like really big time, like playing the biggest clubs around the world with paychecks from 50 to 150,000. And to be frank, um it was interesting to watch it happen, because he was very clever about it. He had a partner, and they had a record label, and there's a lot of aspects to that too. But it was real PR that got them there. Yeah, they were doing the whole thing that a lot of us are doing, like events, music, and other artists and collaborations. But they took it to the next level because they were smart. They would put PR on top of it. But one thing I gotta say is that as an independent artist, and this is where I think most of us fail, we don't
Mm,
realize that we actually cannot, it's impossible to succeed as alone. Like it's just not, it's not possible. You actually have to have a team, you have to have an agent, you have to have a manager, you have to have, social media folks, you have to have like this whole outreach people, you have to have sales team. It's like a business, it's like anything else. If you don't have those things, you're just being creative, that's okay too. But just
yeah.
have that in mind that if you ever have this dream of actually performing and of actually like moving forward and actually like getting big, that's what it takes. Not so much, it's an investment of time, money, and building a team.
Well, that team, let me ask you a little bit about that to follow up. I mean, your representation, your management, did they find you? Did you find them? How did that work? I've often thought about trying to find a manager or some representation, but I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I think it's about leverage. Like you could create, if you really want to get deep into the nice agencies, it's about creating leverage. But if you're starting it kind of at the bottom, hey, there's Gig Salad. Hey, there's Fever. Those are also in a way agent representatives for you, right? You start there, you start a track record, you start creating revenue from that. You start
Mm,
showing revenue. It's like, I guess now we could kind of discuss a different topic, which is really like revenue, right? How
yeah.
do you make money? Like, where do you get, what do you do, what, where? Like that's really the trick. And, entertainment business is very tricky. Sometimes you have to kick up a sandstorm and a hurricane just to wait till
Mm,
it passes and then actually get the revenue. Like it's a little bit confusing, and sometimes you make money from strange things like rain insurance more than you make from an event that you actually put together.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
And it's just the way, like yeah, you're doing your art, yeah, you have an image, yeah, that's what kind of you're selling, but it's really like the services behind it and like, the image, it's, like the brand, but also, like you asked the sort of how do you get to those people? Sell tickets, throw events.
Mm,
They come to you, unfortunately. I've tried to reach out to them. They don't work that way.
yeah.
They actually look at performance, they see there's a website called chartmetric.io. I don't know if you're familiar. I mean, I wish I could share my screen. I'd click around a bit. But
Chart metric IO. Okay, I'll put that in the chart in the chat.
yeah, and basically what it does is for free, you could see your own stats to a certain degree. For a lot of money, A&R folks could see details that you never would want to see. You could basically see stats for a particular city, for a particular artist. You could see cross-platform interactions. You could
Mm,
see like, hey, like, hey, this guy's got 1 million on Spotify. Oh my God. Oh yeah, well, he's got 100 on YouTube. He's got
right.
1,000 on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, he's got 100,000 followers, but the likes seem like not real. So like when you're when you're working on the business side of things, right? Not just as an artist, but also as like you're trying to collaborate, you're trying to throw events, you have to understand these things. And you're also as an artist, when you're portraying yourself, when you're putting yourself up for sale for other promoters, for other brands, you also have to see yourself from the side and be like, well, what am I really worth? What am I really selling? And,
Yeah.
I can offer myself for $500. That's reasonable, right? Like whatever, gas covered a little bit for services. But when you're asking for 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, what are you offering? Like, what can you really offer? I can break it down into numbers what I can offer. Like
Mm,
because that's when I put on my like, hey, I'm not an artist. I'm an event organizer, promoter, and a buyer for talent, right?
yeah.
So that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different slew where like it's very hard to use AI, but you could for some of the steps, but it's really
Sure.
people relationship. You generate certain relationships, you generate trust, like, and then all of a sudden people start, my idea of doing things is basically you set the table, people come to you, as opposed to
Mm,
you trying to go and sit at somebody else's table, ask for a handout, and like, there are ways to do that. And I've arranged that over the years where like you're creating the table yourself for various reasons. You're sitting at it, you're eating, it looks like it tastes good, whether it's releases, whether it's like events, and then people come and want to come join you. And that's when you really have leverage and you could really collaborate with people and you can
yes.
really do some, like interesting music things and interesting, event things.
Hmm. You know,
One thing. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I talk a lot. I apologize.
I think that's okay. That's all right. I want to make sure. Can people hear me? I had some stuff on the chat that couldn't necessarily hear me. Just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. All right. I think that's an aspect of the industry that a lot of creatives don't think about. You know, they can sit around and make their art, but to make that art work for them is a whole different level of participation that you have to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks if they just create brilliant art, somebody will come and pick them up. Some people start to come around to like, well, yeah, nobody really people care about art, but hey, there's like a banana plastered on the wall with scotch tape. That was like,
Yeah,
so
art
people
basket.
care about art, but at the same time, there's a lot of reasons why art exists, why money goes back and forth, and there's a lot of other aspects. And some folks choose not to look at that, and I can understand why, because you want to focus on your art. And
Yeah.
some people, they get lucky, but you still need that aspect because even the Beatles, they had a manager, they had a sound engineer, and they were their staple people. They got them there, so it wasn't just their talent that got them there. And those people are in the shadows. Those people, well, some of them are not as much, but they're there. And if you
Yeah.
don't have those people, like I have, mastering engineers that I work with that I use, and sometimes our musical tastes clash, but I never argue with them about the master engineering, even though I know
Mm-mm.
mastering and I know
Yeah.
mixing, but I don't argue with them.
Mm.
Um, so, but as far as like, I feel like if somebody came in off the street today, and they just started writing music or they just started and like they would be like, okay, I want to succeed. What,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do I get there? Well, my question would be like, what is the idea of success to you?
Right.
Is that a hit? Is that like regular gigs? Is it all together? Because that's a whole different business than just creating art.
Mm.
It's like the same thing as saying, hey, if I create a car in a factory, suddenly magically, because the car is really awesome, everybody's just going to buy it. No, you still got to market it. You still got to like figure out channels, collaborations with this factory, with this, distributor, with that, parts maker, and this investor, that investor, and you start to collaborate. Like for instance, Richard Branson, right?
Yeah.
One of the most interesting things is that for his first airline, he never put down any money.
Mm.
He took out loans, leveraged, took out loans, more leverage, then found investors, more leverage, and then put it all together. And then based on that, he started to propel. I mean,
A
that's not
lot of
easy,
work and
but
a
that's
lot of acumen, right?
yeah, and it's not creative work. That's the frustrating part. It's very
Yeah.
pragmatic, like social media work. It's like some of it's creative, most of it's like very pragmatic. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have it, you don't exist. Like you could be the most brilliant musician, and
That's right.
what you got on
You know,
Instagram?
we've got a comment in the chat. It's Bryn's says, do you ever feel like even when you put money behind your own work and keep showing up every day, it still isn't being heard? I struggle with that because everything I do is online and my music is so personal and mental that it may not connect with out context. I write power fantasy stories to escape, but if people don't understand what I'm going through, it can fall flat. It makes me wonder if I need to be more universal to be heard. I think that's a pretty interesting comment. What
I
is
mean,
your relationship just on a musician level? What is your relationship with the audience? I mean, personally, I came from this conservatory background and we were drilled that if you played down to your audience, if you made what your audience want to hear, you're compromising your art and it's shit automatically. You don't take any, you know, consideration of the audience at all, right? It's very erudite, very academia, and I had to get out of there. But realize that there is a relationship with an audience. So what's your take on that when you're writing?
well, it's interesting you should ask that because it's been a struggle for me as well. When I started writing music, I tended to bend a lot of genres into one song, put a little too much melody, too much phrasing, just little too much. Sounded brilliant to me. A few like interesting people liked it, but generally speaking, the public is just it's not agreeable. So I stopped being a musician as much as I became a DJ. I'm a much like 80 to 90% producer DJ than I am a musician. I'm just
Mm,
musicians just for show at this point. Don't
mm,
get me wrong, my musical knowledge takes me a long way, but making electronic music is very different than understanding and reading music. It plays a role, but not as much right now. So, to answer your question, if you're not getting the listens that you want, it's a combination of two things. First of all, your marketing plan, without a doubt. It doesn't have to be quality. I'm sorry.
mm,
Music these days doesn't have to be quality or interesting. It just has to
mm,
exist in this marketing, like, strategies. And you could ask Rock or Chat GPT. There's a whole bunch of strategies you could do pre-release. And we could talk about that, like, because I have some stuff coming out, so I could tell you about what I'm trying to do and what I can do. And then you could figure out, some folks can see how that can help them. But really, it's having a strategy. You can't like, there's too much competition. So much music's coming out every day. You're competing with so many people, and if you're trying to be too unique and you see it's not hitting, I'm sorry, you got to change your style. You gotta like me. I'm a DJ at this point, so my dance floor is not dancing. My dance floor is emptying out. I'm doing something wrong, even if
that's
I'm doing something brilliant. It doesn't matter. The audience has to be there, and they don't only have to be there. You have to see those lady hip moving because you start with the hips on the ladies. I'm telling you, the right
wild.
BPM, the right swing, whatever their age, because certain age, certain BPM. Now I'm talking
Okay.
DJ language. Sorry, like you hit certain BPMs, you hit their hips. If lady hips are moving, lady parts are moving. Boom, guy parts start moving. If only guy parts are moving, lady hips are not moving. You are playing the wrong music, my friend. For sure, it's okay. Play the song, play it out, feel it out, add something for the ladies, but then switch it out. Ladies have to be dancing. Guys are very 100% secondary. Now I'm telling you
Mm,
this. I'm still a musician. I'm still
mm,
brilliant in my music. I still write a lot. I still I compose but this part, this is strictly performance. Okay. If
mm,
you're not hitting those lady parts with whatever you're playing, other people's music, your music, doesn't matter. Hit those lady parts. Then you're not doing your job entertaining. Okay. As soon as you see those lady parts moving, you see the guy
mm,
parts moving. Okay, well now, my friend, it's time to take you to the next level. Why?
mm.
Because now they got to get excited. They got to be like, oh, hey, whoa! We're not only moving, we suddenly like, what's going on? We want to jump around. They're like, we want to
Yeah,
raise our hands.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not going to happen on the first song, or on the second song, or on the third song. But you want to see them like, holy shit, man! You're taking me out. You're like, man, I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
feeling you. Like you're telling me something. I'm like, man, and that's when their hands go up, right? But that's not it. That's not finished there yet, right? Because when their hands go up, at some point they got to start screaming. Now, if you don't
mm,
hear that screaming, then you're not on the level, my friend. It's got to happen throughout your set, through that hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, whatever you're planning. And you got to plan it, of course. You got to like, hey, here's where I'm starting. Here's where the peak is. And if you're in there and you're like fighting for them and it's not working, you don't see the lady parts. You got to change it up. You got to have some weapons as a backup. You got to have those. That's definitely going to work. That's definitely that's worked 1,000 times on every hip, on every man, on every woman. That's always working. And they tell you, like they let you know,
yeah.
and you got to have this arsenal. And when you have this arsenal, well, then you're ready to write music because then you're writing with that in mind. You're writing with that phrasing. You're writing with those timing, those breaks, those like builds, and you start to hopefully get the parts moving.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. And so that's a real relationship with an audience. And I think what you're saying is that my teachers were kind of misguided. I mean, if you don't have a relationship with your audience, they're the ones that are listening to your music, passing your music around, buying your music, and putting ticket money in your pocket, right? So it's absolutely clutch that you think about what the audience is listening to. It's not just about the story you want to tell or the lore that you have spent all this time building. It's not even about your own musicality, right?
Well, no, all of that plays a role. Of course that no, no, no. You have to have a story. And then you know what? Not only you have to have a story in your song, you have to have a
Mm,
story in your character. Who are you? Where you come from? You have to have an interesting story. The more interesting the story, the more people catch on. I mean, it's the day of the influencer, you know? It's like people want to
right.
see, they want to feel, they want to hear. It's just like, let me explain something to you because this was explained to me, and I was like, holy cow, I never thought of this like this, right? So people that bought a ticket to your show, to be honest with you, most people they don't care about them. Like, let's say take John Summit. They bought a ticket to their show. They're there. They're their fans. They're their number one fans in the sense, like the first line. They don't care about them. They don't because they already got them. Okay. The second line of fans, they're not at the show. They might buy a ticket to the next one. They might stream him. They might see his video. They're already following. They're like, they don't give a hell about, they don't care about those guys. They're already there. They're going to get there. They already have a
Mm,
package and a team that's set up to get them there, to just get more and more of them there. That's the second line. That's not the person at your show. That's the person that's interested or is following you or is about to become interested. What they're interested in, somebody like you who's never heard of them, who's never saw them, who's never, and suddenly you're on a reel for them. Suddenly their performance is right there, smack in the middle. So DJ sets at like big festivals have become this. They're looking for these moments. They're looking for these like, you know, like holy cow, this 360, and then me going like this, and then hot
yeah.
chicks behind me, and then having it be like
And
30
then
seconds.
Sia comes out. Woo!
And in that 1 second, because like, you know, they've already sold those two sets of audiences. They want that third line that's never heard of them, that's never seen them, and continuous accumulation. And they're paying a lot of money. Like when I say a lot of money, it could be anywhere between 50 to $150,000 a month
Mm,
for
mm,
just for the likes, for the comments, but they're getting gigs to you know to balance that, you know, to balance that budget because that's like again a book balancing subject, you know, like you want big
yeah.
gigs,
So, I
you
mean,
have
it's
to
like
have
any business, it takes money to make money.
yeah, yeah, very much. Unless you're offering a service, right? If you're offering a service, as an artist, nobody's really going to buy you because you don't have the brand yet, right? Like to build the brand, you got to spend the money, you got to put in the time, right? It's like any other business, right? If you're just offering like a sort of, hey, I can play violin, hey, I can play guitar, here I am on Fever, here I am on you know, Gig Salad,
Mm,
here I am on other places, you know, just market yourself. Like I have a friend named Alex Sachs, amazing guy, you know, started playing sax like, you know, a couple of years ago, and he just markets and markets, and he's playing everywhere. I see him everywhere, you know,
mm,
like and I just like he penetrated so easy, so quick, you know, and like only because he like he just focused, you know, focuses like, hey, I'm gonna do a nice website, small Instagram, like constant pictures, like constant flow of like, you know, information. And it's hard work. It has nothing to do with being creative, except like, you know, maybe finding creative moments to capture. And it has so little to do with, I mean, AI is here, it makes our life easy, but it's still, there's still so much work to it. There's so many platforms. Like, you know, I have two labels. Every time we release, 440 platforms get hit.
wow.
Juno went down today. Juno Download. I don't know if you heard of this, but Juno
Really?
Download, yeah, they gave up today. That's it. They left Beatport and Apple Music, you know, for downloads as the main, you know, they just gave up a market share and like, you know, it's tough. It's tough out there. You have to be smart, you have to have a strategy, you have to have products, you have to be branded, you know, you have to push your brand all the time, every day, every day. As soon as you slow down for like a minute, boom, that's it. You're done. You know, like it's a lot of work, you know, and it's
It,
impossible to do by yourself.
it, yeah. Yeah. And, I think it's a real reality check for a lot of people because, man, talent will only get you so far. And that's so frustrating for a lot. For me, it's
Well,
extremely.
no, no, because you know what? I think a lot of folks don't fully understand that, yeah, you have talent. Yeah, you're amazing, but you need talent in marketing. That's how you know, like you listen to some music, it's not very good. I'm sure a lot of us musicians here who like play good music or have played good music and listen to what we think is good music. Sometimes listen like, what is this? You know, what are these two chords? Or what is this one chord? Or what is this noise? You know, sometimes, you know, like but they found a marketing channel, they found a niche. That's why you're hearing them. You're that guy, you're that third level that I was talking about, that you never
Mm,
heard of them, but you're still giving them a listen. So you're in a way paying their bills, even if you're not wanting to, because it's coming through to you. You're targeted somehow. You're like it's coming to you somehow, you know. And
I agree. Let me take some comments here from the chat here because I want to make
Sure.
sure that everybody's engaged. Let's see. Text Speed said, I think the vast majority of people are mostly listening to the music on first run. If they really get into it, they might come back to see what the lyrics and the message is. And Glass Fox has said, um, I can tell music you can have fans and listeners, and they can fall into different categories. Yeah, exactly what they were talking. What he was talking about. So let's talk about that's
Can, can
this.
I say something in regards to
Oh,
that?
oh, sure, sure.
Because it's really about the algorithm, right?
Mm,
Like if tomorrow you make one song 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long, not very good, doesn't really matter. But the algorithm picks you up and throws you everywhere. Like, I mean, everywhere. Suddenly, not only are you making money, everybody wants to know who you are. You suddenly, like, people have knocking on your door. Who are you? Like, like
right. I
some
think
people
that's
don't
what
know.
everybody here is kind of waiting to happen, and it just kind of never does.
Well,
The
it's not going
algorithm.
to happen because even if it happened, trust me, you guys are not ready for it.
Yeah,
Who's ready for that roller coaster ride? Like if
right.
somebody gave you a gig going on tour,
Yeah,
let's say 10 cities,
yeah,
3 continents. Do you have the logistics? Do you have the budget for it? Somebody has to pay you for it. Okay, how much money? Do you have the math?
right. Yeah,
You have to like. Do you have the writer? Do you have the explanation of technical writer that you need? If you do all of these things, amazing, great. You're almost ready, because you would. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
and that's where that team comes in that you're talking about.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and it doesn't have to be hired help. It could be leveraged resources because we live in a day of cloud resources, and like people think of internet as a cloud resource, but people never think of a human pool as a cloud resource. And I do, because that's really how you get things done. That's how you move further. It's
mm,
not. It's collaborations. It's like favors. It's like leverage here and there. It's like I mean, there's never been a better leverage than being a talent buyer in a club, for instance, an
yeah,
art director for a festival.
yeah.
Like you suddenly everybody's your friend. Suddenly, like you have all this leverage, and you could get other gigs. And I've seen like I'll give you one name, Arotis
Mm-hmm.
DJ. You probably haven't heard him, but I know him. He's in all he now he's at the top line, but I saw him come up to the little gigs.
Mm,
If Francis Mercier was building a profile with his partner and they got to the correct PR, they got into Life magazine on the cover. By that time, they were big time. You understand? But they were
mm-hmm.
building to that. They had an engine, they had steps, they had strategies, they were working to that. They weren't thinking, oh, how good is my music? How do I make this next phrase? How do I more brilliant mastering? They had people doing that for them. And there's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with that. Just like Frank Sinatra never wrote most of his songs.
Right, right. No,
He was a
neither did
singer.
Elvis.
Most people don't even know that. They listen to New York, New York. They think, hey, it's Frank Sinatra. It's not Frank Sinatra.
No.
It's not Frank Sinatra. He's just
Right.
singing
And I've
all of that
always wanted
stuff.
to be a composer, someone that sold my music rather than a performer.
Oh,
But
now is the day for that.
I know,
Because
right?
there's so many websites for ghost writing, for like,
Yeah.
that people. I was just actually offered $2,000 a song and $1,000 a song, and I turned them both down. For my own personal reasons, not because I don't, I'd be happy to, like do that for someone. But I felt like I should give that for free actually to those people, and that they should spend that 1,000 or 2,000 promoting their song in a way that I should tell them to do, so we could both profit longer term and make a better relationship. See? Now, short term, anyone might say, oh my God, $1,000 for some hell yeah, let's do it. But then you might spend 30, 50, 60, 80, 90 hours with this person. And I already see what's up over there.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? When you're making it yourself, you're doing them a favor. You could cut it quicker in your own style, very easier, do everything in your own way. When you're doing $1,000 with a song, like they want their own. Like, it's not the right way to do. That song eventually might make back more. Like especially if
Sure,
they put
sure.
into it.
Yeah, 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 of course. So I want to shift here for a second and go to AI. The reason why we're kind of assembled here. We've seen your video there, and first of all, what models are you using for your video model?
Well, it's all freebie, but it's a combination of using Grok, ChatGPT, and Freebeat, and then like some images and things like combining the two.
Okay.
But it's and the reason why I've devolved, I would say devolved to that because there's a very live aspect missing there. There's no real people there. There's no
Mm-hmm.
real interaction there. And the world falls a lot into, it seems like, three types of people. People who hate AI, miss the real world, are afraid of AI, and refuse AI on every
Yeah, yeah,
step. People
yeah.
that are in the middle, which are kind of like me, like I'm okay with using AI. I kind of miss the old world, but I see that like there's no choice. You have to move forward, you have to learn, you have to adapt, you have to kind of. And then there's a third type of audience which are crazy about, oh my God, AI, like the oh my
Watch
God,
out.
AI folks. Yeah, exactly. Like and there's room for all of them, I think, like you just gotta, I think,
So
but as far as
musically,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
that how have you used AI to create? You were telling me a little bit about it. You don't necessarily use it to create full songs.
Yeah, I mean, as far as production, I've tried to use AI for full songs, but the problem is the mixing and the mastering. You can only pull so many stems out of there, and then AI, even though there's special ways to prompt it, it's kind of a living, breathing thing, believe it or not. So it plays like a
Mm,
band. It never plays in full quantization. It never
mm,
plays in full time. And you could adjust it, you could, but then you spend your time adjusting and not creating when it's much easier to
mm,
create. Plus, you kind of lose your own style a little bit because each AI prompt does become unique, but it
mm-hmm,
becomes that same AI unique prompt. And what I like doing as of late, is actually sitting down with people who don't know how to produce and producing music with them based on their body reaction and their eclectic
mm.
tastes.
Yeah.
So whatever they're liking as I'm putting the song together, because I have the technical knowledge and I have also the knowledge of like what it should sound like. And that gives me a doorway to a lot of artists that are struggling right now. Because I could like literally, for me to create a song, 48 hours, mix and master ready,
Right.
and like I mean it won't be a brilliant song, but like yeah, sure, I've spent more. And that's not using AI. That's just using like, my presets, my samples, my like, whatever I already have going, my process, right? I already know how to
Mm-hmm.
do it, like first hour and I already have the marketing, whatever, set up for distribution as well. So for folks who never existed but really want to exist and really feel their opinion in the music that I'm creating, and it really does sound very different each time, like based
Yeah.
on the person's taste. It's really it kind of means a lot because it's hard to create sometimes, So I'm like a human AI for them. But as far as like real AI, so in reality, what I've used it for is vocals for sure. For sure. It's very easy, especially like tech house, very easy to
Mm-hmm.
create, some lead parts for, like for synths, like I would never use it for drums. I would never use it for kicks or for anything. You could, but I wouldn't use it like to create the whole stem. I would use it to
Okay.
just create a phrase and like lay it out the way I need it.
Yeah. 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 Every artist is going to have a different approach. We have some that are a hybrid approach, kind of like you, where they adding and playing their own samples and just kind of remixing, using the AI to kind of remaster their stuff to the best of their ability. And then we have people that are relying completely upon it with excellent prompting skills where that becomes kind of a part of the art as well. So it's an interesting time right now. I think that AI is going to revolutionize the music industry because people like you and me, I guess, because I've been doing this a long time myself, are going to kind of become less and less. I think. There was a time, maybe 50 years ago, that if you didn't read and write music, you weren't considered a serious musician. And now the serious musicians that I know don't read or write music at all. So it's constantly changing, and I think we're kind of here on the cusp, and we want to hear from people who are actually making waves like you in the industry to find out what the reality is, because like some AI, you can kind of talk yourself into a vacuum chamber, and it's good to know from someone what what the next steps could be for us who really are interested in taking this to the next level. And I think that's building a team, focusing on your audience, and working on promotion, if I'm hearing what you've said,
But most importantly, collaborations.
in collaboration.
Collaborations. People will teach you things. People will help you get elevated. You help somebody, the wrong person will not help you. You'll know that right away. The right person will help you and will help you again. You know, you can establish longer term relationships that way across cities, across continents, even across language barriers, and it's really just collaborating, keep, like, fine, AI, fine, but you still have to collaborate with real people to some degree, whether
Yes.
it's your team, whether it's someone else's team. It depends what the goal is, because there's room for AI music,
Yes.
but real music still has to, like, electronic music started to exist for a particular reason, because engineers, sound engineers, pushed the barrier. It wasn't about notes. Notes stopped existing. There's some notes there, or something, right? Like
Yeah.
somebody singing with some melody, or like some parts playing, but it became more about pushing that bass, pushing that kick, and really like making a person, overwhelming them physically. Like, if you listen to this music, it doesn't hit you as hard as when you're physically there and you got these stacks of speakers and you got all these people, like, and they're all excited and crazy, whether they've been drinking or drugging or whether they're sober. It's not about that. It's about that they're massed together and you're pumping sound through them. And it's no longer a live instrument. It's no longer live, because a live instrument cannot do that. When you're a musician, when you're a piano player, when you're a violin player, when you're just that, you can't push past that. When you're a producer, you have all of the sonic elements, and you could choose from anything in the imagine any sample, like just anything you can possibly imagine. You have to
Mm,
imagine it, but you can't only imagine it. Otherwise, you just fly away somewhere with AI or God knows what. You have to
yeah.
actually look at, well, who is this for? Well, why am I doing this? Well, how do people react? Every single one of my songs I take to the club. I see how people react. I played in between other songs that I know succeeded well, or I played as like in the beginning to see, well, what do you guys, like, how do you, and I don't say
Mm,
nothing, I just see like, hey, like, what do you guys think? And they tell me, their body tells me, they have no choice. They don't even tell. They might not say a word. They might tell me they hate it. They might tell me they love it. If I see a dance floor, it's packed, and they're dancing, I know it works. I know they're
yeah.
not stopping because I've seen it clear. You
Mm.
know.
Well, I want to thank you so much for talking with us, Gregory. I could go on all night. We have so much stuff that we could cover, but we're out of time tonight, and it's time for our LP to start. I really hope you have a chance to stick around, and maybe we can change some of those opinions about AI. I would really like for you to hear some of our people's work here. Like I said, there's a lot of different approaches, a lot of different genres. Some are going to be hybrid approaches where, people only do the drums in a DAW and use like you do, where they're taking instrumental stems and putting in there. Some are
And
performing
this is
live.
released music or unreleased music?
Most of this is unreleased. Most of
Well,
this
I
is
mean, I have two
unreleased.
labels. If it sounds good, maybe we can release it.
Okay, hey, you hear that, guys? You hear that, guys? All right. So, uh,
I mean, I can
so
stick around for a good 30, 45 minutes. I don't know if I can do much more than that, though.
well, that's all right. That's all right. What we're doing now is a listening party to kind of uh, listen to music that's going up on the radio, and so it's our own little indie release. This becomes part of our community, and what's crazy is we get little superstars here, and we get little performances here, and it's amazing. It ticks a lot of the boxes. It's not a room of 3,000, but if you can get 30 of your friends to say that was fucking cool, that does something to a composer. So I'm glad you're going to stick around.
Oh, that's where you start. Of course, that's where
That's
you
right.
start. And hey, I'm always scouting for more artists and talent to release.
Fantastic.
It's a never-ending ball and chain.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm going to throw us down here at the bottom of the stream. All right. Good.
I'm just gonna go on mute and go off the camera, but I'm here
Okay.
listening for the next 30, 45 minutes. And as
All
soon as I
right.
have a comment or you have a question, just let me know.
Please. Yeah. Put them in the chat. Thanks so much, Gregory. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Talk to you soon.
All right, you guys. So what we have next is our listening party, and I'm very excited about it. To get started, and thank you for your patience in listening today. And please, reach out and let Gregory know, Mindgasm, know that you appreciate him coming. I'll put all his links in the chat here in just a few minutes as soon as we get started. Um, so thank you, Gregory, for showing up and dropping that knowledge on us. It's daunting, isn't it, folks? We want to be these artists, and we find out that there is a whole lot to it that we might not have even thought about. And so I wanted him to come on to kind of give us that idea and let us know exactly what the real world is like. Now, okay, I hate the YouTube transport. It does not work well. All right, so we're going to start our listening party off with a. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Let's see. One sec. I'd like to start with a video here, if I can get it to stop for me. There we go. Please stop. Please stop. Wow.
Didn't come here
What is going on?
to be saved today. Didn't come here to be led astray. I don't kneel and I never pray, but I kept watching and hoping you'd stay. A blurry face in the glass that didn't flinch as it passed, just walked on. I got feet of clay, and I built myself this way. Not perfect, but I stand up anyway. I got feet of clay, and I built myself this way. Saw myself in the window's reflection, my fall apart, framed to perfection. This crowd that moves all around me, they didn't ask, but I can finally see who I am today. The reflection in the glass. I got feet of clay, and I built myself this way. Not perfect, but I stand up anyway. I got feet of clay, and I built myself this way. I got feet of clay, come here to be saved. Didn't ask you, but I stayed.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC cool down your room. It's smaller than a toaster, cools any room in 90 seconds, and uses just a fraction of the energy of a regular AC. This incredible invention was built by two engineers, Thomas Berger and Leo Garcia, who used to work on thermal control systems for NASA space missions. They were tired of seeing people struggle every summer with
And then, of course, I was muted. So, sorry about the ad read there. I hope you could see the video. OBS is doing kind of crazy. So, um, but I appreciate you watching. And thank you. That's my latest. It comes out to support my new album, The Body in the Signal. Okay, good. It looked and sounded great. Thank you. Hopefully, we'll stop having our little issues here. Okay, good. But now, of course, second. Okay. So the first thing that we have here, I've got to fix this one sec. Boop, boop, boop. Window. Okay. And there we go. Great. Now it's way too big though, but I can fix that. See, we pride ourselves on professionalism here, folks. Okay, excellent. Here we are. Can't see the chat. Boop. Up first, we have a piece called "I Won't Play Dead" by Glass Foxes. Now, this is one of our most solid composers here. Really, just a craftsman when it comes to the sound of the music. They take chances and it works. So, this is a piece called "I Won't Play Dead" by Glass Foxes. It's an intimate, dark, acoustic, indie pop, female vocalist, breathless. Okay. If I ignore the chat tonight and I miss you, I apologize. If you are in the chat and we are playing your song, please play. Please write something in the chat and I will read it out loud. I'm kind of flying solo here tonight. Roy usually takes care of that or we go back and forth. But I'm very excited to hear this new Glass Foxes, "I Won't Play Dead."
I got young, gotta go, gotta run, gotta let go. Kill the lights, lock the door, need my own room. Bag in hand, shoes half on, keys in my fist. Phone gone black, no last look, not going back to him. Every time I got soft, you took the room. Every note turned into something I owed. Kept the peace, paid the toll, called it my fault. Now I'm done being good for a bad man's mood. I won't play dead for you. I won't stay sweet while you reload. I won't make a bed in a house I have to tiptoe through. I won't play dead for you. I won't say please when I mean no. You can call me cruel, but I was kind until I had to go. I was good too long, I was good too long. Sat so still, forgot I could run. to let go. Took my bag, missed the bus, walked the long way. Counted cracks, bit my tongue, kept my shoes on. No big scene, no last words, had to let you know. Every time I got soft, you took the room. Every note turned into something I owed. Kept the peace, paid the toll, called it my fault. Now I'm done being small for a bad man's mood. I won't play dead for you. I won't stay sweet while you reload. I won't make a bed in a house I have to tiptoe through. I won't play dead for you. I won't say please when I mean no. You can call me cruel, but I was kind until I had to go. I was good too long, I was good too long. Sat so still, forgot I could run. I was good too long, I was good too long. You got loud and I got young. I still flinch when a cup hits a sink wrong. I still make myself small passing doorways. I still say sorry first when I'm alone. Like the walls kept your voice after you were gone. I won't play dead for you. I won't stay sweet while you reload. I won't make a bed in a house I have to tiptoe through. I won't play dead for you. I won't say please when I mean no. You can call me cruel, but I was kind until I had to go. Sat so still, forgot I could run. I was good too long, I was good too long. You got loud and I got young. You got loud and I got young. You got loud and I got young. You got loud and I got.
Awesome. Thank you, Glass Foxes. And she wrote in the chat, I'm sure it was on the screen so you could read, but it said um, that she wrote this riff and used the voice for the vocals, her voice. I love it. It does speak for itself, Glass. No problem about that. And it's songs about the moment that you stop confusing compliance with kindness. Ooh, that is a good thing to do. Thank you, Glass Foxes, for that amazing song. Up next, Zero Rhymes. Now, this gentleman is one of my favorite composers. Such a bop, typically. Um, I can't wait to hear Lord of the Flies here. Let's see what it sounds like. We've got some aggressive and cinematic hip hop. Oh my God, cinematic. I cannot speak. Cinematic hip hop. Jesus. Featuring a gritty mid-range male vocal delivery and rhythmic spoken word elements. Productions built around distorted driving bass line and heavy industrial drum kit with sharp snares, metallic percussion accents. Fantastic. Zero always brings these amazing sonic environments, and I'm excited to hear Lord of the Flies. One of my favorite books, and a new film adaptation is coming out soon, I think. So this is very exciting. Let's give this a listen. This is Lord of the Flies.
Rules felt petty, pencil push kept telling us that'll be civil. I'd hits, let me live like the limit was villainy stuck in a riddle. Now the limit lifted, the minute it isn't, the grip gets official. Funny what irked me, protects me, remove it, and love turns conditional. We hated the whistle, the wait, and the later, the hold that position. Till there's no one to listen, talk turns to taking, no breaks in the system. One voice got louder by keeping it simple, I got you, just follow. He didn't need that, just a threat and a test and a chest level motto. He packaged the panic as old and called anger a natural function. Gave us permission to punish the pressure as proof that you're something. I felt my gut get excited, disgusted, but still I was smiling. I wanted the crowd cause the standing alone is a slow kind of dying. So I traded my doubt for a shout, let the mouth do the bullying for me. And felt how the weed makes it easy to step out of line and feel worry-free. Regulation was irritation, little aggravation in conversation. To regulation left, liberation turned to predation, fast transformation. Now hesitation is eradication, no mediation, just escalation. Fast talk, half-truth, mask on their hands, out of pass like act loose. Catch one, cap two, pack, move, clap, then they tag you, bad news. He says keep it clean while he keeps it mean, let the weak get removed. We now, we breathe, we believe, repeat it till it reads like truth. Quick pick, slick script, split lips, pit us on a new side. Make brain kick, giggle, then giggle turns brittle when you hide. He sells fear as safety, stay close, the close turns to chokehold. I felt my hands turn handy cause somebody's guiding and the crowd said so. Soon as there's a day to day feels safer, pain turns playful. We point, we joke, we toast like cruelty social and hate is helpful. We pick one person as the problem, then the bond gets tighter. Cause blaming beats explaining, in a pack the truth gets quieter. I heard my laugh get loud until my laugh sounded like a warning. I watched the room clap back, the jokes turn into taking and scorning. Laughter turned to pressure quick, he granted us permission. That permission act like it's still holy. I smiled through the pressure. He said we're better if we stick together. He said we're clever. About that together talk. Now my hands move heavy. A threat don't need proof, just volume and a rhythm. And every maybe gets a reason. You're either with them or you're in them. We call aggression guard duty like it's noble when it's nasty. But noble's just a label on a knuckle when it lands clean and fastly. And when the chosen enemy cried, my mind made reasons, made excuses. Like I didn't start it, I just watched it and my watch became approval. Now I can't tell if I'm scared of them or scared to lose the favor. Cause favor tastes like power. I hate that I can't quit the flavor. Accountability's a casualty when camaraderie turns to brutality. Responsibility feels optional, the mob makes it feel like legality. One enemy gives unity, community built on immunity to morality. Trip, trip, slip, step, lip, set, trip, rap a minute, I admit it, I bit it. I said I'm evil, my now was a road in my throat and it split it. I kept my hands clean, I kept them busy, passing the push. The fear is the price I paid with the face and I stole for the rush. Kick in my gut, just put a punch in my gut when the group said go. Slick clock, quick clock, dark target the bump, that's the flow. And every laugh was a lash, and it landed on skin. Every just plain I said was a bait, I kept locking it in. Now I hear my own mouth in the crowd and it sounds like a judge. No sermon, no pens, just a person who outlaid the shot feel like love. The monster ain't out there, it's in the weed when the wee gets reckless. It's in the grin I wore and the fists I ignored in the room when I said less. I wanted to be good, but good don't get picked in the pack once a captain. So I acted adaptable, kept it casual while my morals kept collapsing. I told myself I'm different, but I move with the rhythm of pressure. Cause approval is heady, it bends you already, then you call it a measure. We pray for calm, but we pray for clout, that's the bargain they swallow. We pray for calm, but we pray for clout, watch the same tone follow. I watch fear betray like currency, kept buying it, kept in pocket. Can call my aggression protection like my hands had a badge and attack it. Truth is, I like when they like me, they like had a price, I paid it. That with bills with a pocket beside me and laughed at the week and I stayed with it. So here's me, no plans, just confession. I help make the crew feel normal. They turn the room once a scapegoat, I break from the pack, make it personal. No hero script, just a hard my fault when hands try to dodge it. And if I want order, I earn it in actions, not slogans, not shortcuts, not logic.
What can be said? Uh, All right, so that was fire. That was fire. Leave him a little commenty poo there. There we go. Oh my god. I love that dude's music. Listen, you heard Gregory. He's got two labels. I want you to DM me your email address if you're interested in talking to him about his labels, and I will get you his information or get your information to him. I mean, come on, man. He made the offer. We gotta look into it. And with when we have art that sublime, I mean, all the pieces we hear are good. Two bangers in a row. That last piece, you did that shit. All right. Up next, we have from Abnormal Mindset. Let's see. We've got some good feedback on that last track. Good. People can see it there in the chat. Good. All right. Now, this looks a little naughty. Aborted Savior. Oof. All right. So we've got some emotional piano ballad with dark cinematic atmosphere, solo piano arrangement. And I'm wondering, no, it's got lyrics. Okay. So this is a piano ballad, and it says absolute power and pure emotion all in one. All right. Well, here we go. Abnormal Mindset. This is Aborted Savior.
I was never meant to be like you. I chose to keep my ugly truth. Broke from imprisonment but kept the chains. Learned to breathe in a different atmosphere. Lost in the colors but held on to mine. I'm my own religion, yet I follow none. My ears define meanings, realign my senses dull and sanitize the lies. Curse my towers made of clay, expose the peak and sink it in. Laugh on after on my disaster, blame my taste, my bitter other. I want to feel what's beyond life's theme. It's the key to breaking away from everything. But nothing's meant to be free without a fee. For I am a ruin clinging to a support beam. I'm far beyond driven. What am I becoming? Oh, my aborted savior, tell me something. Muddy waters bathe the tunnel gray. My vision's blurry, but my eyes exaggerate. Fading fingers swim, but I see them clearly. In a stream of consistent inconsistency, fishing with the fishes used as bait. Deep diving face first into fate. I was never like you. I chose to keep my bitter truth. Curse my towers made of clay, expose the peak and sink it in. Laugh on after on my disaster, blame my taste, my bitter other. I want to feel what's beyond life's theme. It's the key to breaking away from everything. But nothing's meant to be free without a fee. For I am a ruin clinging to a support beam. I'm far beyond driven. What am I becoming? Oh, my aborted savior, tell me something.
Amazing job there. That was Aborted Savior by Abnormal Mindset, an emotional piano ballad with some really raw lyrics. Muddy waters paint the tunnel gray. My vision's blurry, but my eyes disagree. Oof, that's some tough stuff. Beautiful work there, Abnormal Mindset. Excellent job. Up next, we have one by our very own Roy Thigpen. Now, this looks like a hype song for the server, so let's give this a lesson. This is a high energy, seamless fusion of three genres: salsa, East Coast hip hop, and punk rock. Wow. Okay. So let's give this a listen. It's talking about us. Here we go.
You hear a badass new jam, and it's a baller. Don't recognize the artist. What do you call her? Wait, it's from the app called Suno. No way! This isn't art, you'll bitch and moan all day. But no one gives a shit what you have to say. You're an online twig holding back the flow. Desperately holding on to an old model, let it go. Our minds been freed, let the creativity show. And tell the gatekeepers exactly what they can blow. You're in the effing way, let's effing go! Find us at the AI Underground, you'll be amazed. Trust me, you don't even have to be blazed. Naysayers standing in the way, thinking they're adding value, not today. When it comes to imagination, just let it play. You need to stop talking and talking all day. Sit down and really listen to what we have to say. I now have a voice and you're not going to mute it. I found a tool that can cut right through the bullshit. You don't care to hear it, that's your choice. But goddammit, I will never lower my voice. For all you know, I'm the new James Joyce. Find us at the AI Underground, you'll be astounded. Better music here than anywhere it can be found. Naysayers standing in the way, thinking they're adding value, not today. When it comes to imagination, just let it play. You need to stop talking and talking all day. Sit down and really listen to what we have to say. We are now standing on the cusp of our revolution, taking the power away from the voice pollution. No longer have to hear only what they say. You just need to find the A Underground and hit play. You will listen to bussin' jam after jam all day.
Well, Roy, you did it again, my friend. Nice job. Nice hype anthem for the server. He's kind of addressing those AI haters, wasn't he? Get out of the way, sit down, stop gatekeeping. Now, tonight's guest, you could talk a lot about that debate with, I'm certain. So, up next, Ichigo. Here's a track called Zone Out by Hollow Idols. And she gives us very, very little information. There is a Spotify link, though, and I'm going to put that in the chat. Let's see. Maybe somebody put that in the chat for me. I got to do it. All right. Hollow Idols. Are you around? I don't see them on the server, but that's okay. We're going to play this. We don't have a lot of information to go to, but here we go. This is Zone Out by Hollow Idols.
The room keeps moving without me. Mouth shaped words I never catch. Daylight bends across the window. Hours pass in mismatched fragments. I drift somewhere behind my eyes, half awake but not asleep. Every thought dissolves in motion till nothing stays attached to me. People talk in distant motion, like a film with missing scenes. I'd nod along at all the right parts, still nowhere near where I should be. My body's here, my head went somewhere far away. I lose whole afternoons inside a moment I can't explain. I zone out, like the world turns soft around me, float above the noise and gravity, while everybody keeps moving on. I fade out till the seconds barely touch me, like I'm watching life through fogged up air, close enough to see, too far to hold. Tail lights smear across the night, low sound somewhere far away. I keep chasing, I'm finished thinking, then forget what started that. Every memory slips sideways, names dissolve before they land. I swear I had something important, now it's slipping through my hands. Maybe I got tired of carrying everything. Maybe my mind just needed somewhere else to live. Maybe disappearing for a minute feels safer than feeling all of it. I zone out till the whole room turns weightless. Every face becomes a passing shape, and time goes thin again. I fade out like a signal lost in open air. Still breathing here, still standing here, just somewhere else instead. The room keeps moving without me, and I let it for a while.
Amazing. Another Ichigo banger. A different sound for them, which I really, really do appreciate. I am going to try something here. Give me just a second. Bam. And share the screen here. Let's see now. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier for us to see. Give me a sec. Here we go. get this up here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Excellent. Up next, and you'll have to tell me if there's anything that goes funky with the audio. I will go back and try it the other way. Up next, we have a piece by Chance. A great composer. This is a piece called Block Authority. All right, I'm going to play the last few seconds of the Ichigo to see if we can make sure our audio is working. All right, let me try this.
The room keeps moving without me, and I let it fall.
I think we're echoing, weren't we? Okay. Mindgasm is stepping away. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Mindgasm. Yes, this is a whole 100% AI. So thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you coming by very, very much. All right. I do not like how that's working, so we're going to go back to the other way. Boop, 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 boop. And show this guy again. There we go. All right, so this is Block Authority by Chance. Here we go. Yeah, you know, OBS, this stream with me thing on Twitch is new, and so it's kind of giving me some problems. We're gonna go back to the way it was, and hopefully this will be great because Chance is such a good composer. I can't wait to hear this. This is Block Authority. It's West Coast gangster rap.
This the head nod, no warm up needed. That ride slow, but heavy feeling. That ride slow, but heavy feeling. That ride slow but heavy feeling. That ride slow. It's the head nod, no warm up needed. Slow. It's the head nod, no warm up needed. Yeah. Stuff. It's the head nod, no warm up needed. So many gangs on the banner. Gang more gang with the same gang. Low letter niggas ain't the fuck with the gangs. Money on my mic, but I'm gang, no brain. Yeah, I pick the hairstone different. Real ones, daddy, all my niggas get different. Got niggas slaughtered with the big gang business, but I got one nigga big gang business. I've been moving the block, had all. Bitches ain't doing the rock. Get the stop in the block, get the blue from the block. Got the block with them blocked, I don't do it if I Go do a turn. Yeah, bunny in my main so burn. Hey, go do a turn. It's moon. Bunny in my main so burn. Yeah, I roll back with the big dang whip. Neck bone with the rope from my big dang bitches. Nate bangs on my neck this white. Round blue dang and the bitch dang business. Neck ball, straight for the block. Back to the feet with the hate won't stop. And my block on my back, and my bag won't walk. Go one, yeah, how the gang won't top.
I've been tryna baby, baby don't do it crazy. But you wanna do it crazy. I need you, baby. I've been tryna baby, no, don't do it crazy. But you wanna do it crazy.
No,
I need you,
yeah. One step back with the rat of the day. Wrote black on them, still ratted it right. No rack, still nigga in the dad of the shot. But I still wanna put a dad of the day.
I don't need you. I don't play. I don't need you. I don't need you. Yeah, I've been tryna baby.
That's in the gang on the gray. No big games with the gangs on the brain. I put the planes on the dames. They came biting on the planes on the flames.
I've been a keeper, that we don't do things to the people. Yeah, I've been a piece of you to know about dope when the people. I've been tryna baby, baby don't do it crazy. But you wanna do it crazy. I've been tryna baby.
That rise slow. That rise slow.
Hey.
That rise slow.
Great. And, I'm really hoping that had at least something to do with our conversation about G Funk a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, because that was dead accurate. The Dr. Dre kind of whistly synth line there at the top, jamming. Chance is always amazing, and this was just another example. Thank you very much. Incredible. Why does something look like? No, this is just what my face looked like. No, I'm just an artist, kind of doing this on my own today, trying to make sure it sounds okay. It's so frustrating to get right. But again, I am very, very old. All right, so good. Next, we have Shoes for Louie. This artist, I've seen this name pop around all over the place. Picking up an amazing following here, and really just making some incredible music. This particular piece, I'll Sing You Home, is fuzz rock, grunge rock, and raw melodic alternate rock. And just this is blown out vintage amps, clean but dirty verse guitar arpeggios, huge overdriven chorus chords. So this is going to rock. This is I'll Sing You Home by Shoes for Louie.
Kept a coat by the doorway, like somebody might come back, with a handful of sorry and a car out on the tracks. She had a drawer full of birthdays, cards that never came, a house full of old numbers, and no one left to blame. And the years kept taking pieces, like rent she couldn't pay.
was a boy in an army coat, a brother no one found, a husband gone by inches before they put him in the ground. And people said she managed like that made it hurtless. They praised her for surviving, then left her with a mess. Mary, don't let go. There's still a little road, even when the whole damn world leaves you standing on your own. Mary, I don't know why some lives break so slow, but if the night won't carry you, I'll sing you home. I'll sing you home. I'll sing you No choir came down singing, no hand reached through the rain, no letter in the mailbox ever gave her back a name. She just folded up the blanket, put the kettle on the flame, and when the room got quiet, she answered anyway. Some people get a rescue, some people get a road, some people give their whole life and still go home alone. Mary, don't let go. There's still a little road, even when the whole damn world leaves you standing on your own. Oh, Mary, I don't know why some lives break so slow, but if the night won't carry you, I'll sing you home. Mary, don't let go. There's still a little road, and maybe love don't save us all, but it tells us we were known. Mary, I don't know where all the lost ones go, but if the night won't carry you, I'll sing you home. I'll sing you home. I'll sing you home. Mary, rest your bones, you were never on your own.
Yes, sir. That was I'll Sing You Home by Shoes for Louie. I've turned up my mic. Is it a little bit better? A little louder. It sounds a little louder in my monitors. Well, let's hope so. You know, one of these days we're going to get this shit right. But one thing that is happening is the composers are getting this shit right. I have heard banger after banger after banger tonight. Amazing. All right, let's keep it going. And I will put this, I don't want anybody to get freaked out, but because Roy is working tonight, he has the access to the uploader. There will not be an after party tonight. I apologize. We will do it again next week unless Roy jumps on here, but he is at a very complicated setup at his job. You know, he does AV setup and he is really at kind of the beck and call of the client. So he's there doing his thing. If he jumps on, there might be an AP, but at this point, I cannot run one. I don't have the access to the uploader. But That being said, we still have plenty to go here in this banger of an LP tonight. The next track is by AI Garfunkel, who has really risen amongst the ranks here in the server, hosting now, putting music out everywhere. Just really a big fan, and I cannot wait to hear A to Z with you and me. This is educational hip hop. Ah, okay. All right. So, educational music. Think about it. Like they might be giants, right? They made songs about the sun and about classifying animals and all kinds of music that is quote unquote educational, but it is not just for kids. That's the difference. Now, this looks like educational hip hop, melodic rap fusion, male vocals, and ooh, look at this. We're really learning the alphabet here, guys. All right, so let's do this. This is A to Z with You and Me by AI Garfunkel.
Hey y'all, how you doing, yo? Okay, I think it's time to learn and rhyme. So kick back, open your mind. We be going A to Z. You better listen to me. Don't be playing on your phone. We be getting in the zone. Now let's see where all this goes. Don't leave me learning all alone. It's for antelope grazing on the grass. Food for all the lions, gotta chase them fast. Cute and walking with a waddle, the endangered axolotl. I'd love to save them all if I could just win the lotto. It's for bear fishing in the stream. Don't try to hug it, man, this teddy temperament's mean. Don't take the risk or be a masochist. DND says don't you dare gaze at the basilisk. Say, C is for cat, be it orange or calico fat. Knocking stuff off your desk, keeping it real like that. As bad it thinks it is, kitty ain't that scary. Puss in Boots would be shaking, messing with the cassowary. D is for dog, and I don't mean you, homie. Not everything is about you, don't be a lame ass jabroni. Don't be a dick dwarf African antelope, just as tiny as your shh. Hey now, watch your mouth, get back on track. Sorry man, here we go. E is for elephant, got a trunk for a front. Largest mammal on land, don't need no embellishment. Laying eggs in Australia, Tasmania, New Guinea. Here's this little echidna. Echidna? You gotta be kidding me. Epic for fox, we got a glass, one in the server, another one is silent. Shh, hush up, move over. Epic for fox, a weird looking cat, it hails from Madagascar, and I like it like that. G is a goat or greatest of all time, depending who you ask. The answer could initiate a crime. Keep on the lookout, the giraffe is standing tall. They looking kind of funny if they tumble and they fall. We gonna have to speed this one up, bro. We don't have all day. H, and go. Hyena and horse ain't got much in common, but we needed some H's and now we sure got them. Una iguana en Guatemala quiere comer ensalada, pero de postres baklava. Man, we ain't getting nothing done with your goofy ass. A jackal and a jaguar out hunting prey, unlikely duo, gonna ruin something's day. Koala kangaroo, what the fuck you gonna do? One's cute as hell, the other kickboxing you. Lion, lobster, lynx, and loon, bet you Google something soon. Monkey, moose, meerkat, mouse, get that shit out my house. Nightingale and newt, hanging out, playing flute. Octopus and owl, make the cellos howl. Penguin, panda, parrot, possum, singing choir, it's so awesome. Quail, quokka, quetzal, qual, damn, these cues, I use them all. You hear that, man? Yeah, don't stop now. We almost there! Rabbit, rooster, snake, and seal, 2 for 1, what a deal. Tiger, toucan, oriole, urchin. I hope these wildlife rhymes are working. Viper, vulture, velociraptor, extinction shouldn't
be a factor. Alright, let's take it home. Wild warthog, wily wolf, weirdly waiting with a woof. XXX. Oh geez, yeah, that is a tough one, isn't it? X-ray, xylophone, those aren't animals, xenomorph. Xenomorph? Nah, that's been done already, man. Ceres, xenopus, a squirrel and frog, close enough to get us through this X-rated bog. Yellow jacket yak, sting that hairy cow right on his back. Last but not least, brings us to Z. Zebra and Zorilla are last for thee. We bring in A to Z rhymes to the masses, but that's it for now. Hope you bought some season passes.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work. I love it. I could play this in my, well, I was thinking I could have played it in my elementary school, but then there's a couple of, where is the one thing that, oh, goofy ass. Yeah, well, we can get away with that. Great job, AI Garfunkel. Really nice work. Well written, well composed, fun. Thanks. Yeah, not want to play it at school. Yeah. I do like a good concept piece. And that's what this is. You know, just it has a concept and then you build according to that concept. And this was the alphabet. So I love that. Okay, up next, a staple of our community here. We are all part of his universe. This is Max Power. This is my final oath. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm looking at the chat here, making sure I catch up. Good, good, good. Now, this is nasal vocal. Oh, nasal. He's talking to his nose. He's nasal. Okay. Grunge, vocal, energetic, melodic, metalcore. All right. We've got some Vikings about to sing here. This is Max going to take us on to another trip into his universe. And this is my final oath.
In the starless night, the axe howls. Beneath the cold moon, I unleash the storm. I break you, I lay you open. Blood darkens the snow beneath the wavering blade. No mercy, such is the law of the woods. Each cry, each fall resounds within me. Foes are falling, death stands everywhere. Yet I press on, I rise again through it all. I strike hard, I strike fierce, I shatter skulls. I press onward still, born by the flame. And when the last battle is finally done, I'm called to Valhalla. I'm called to Valhalla. The war cries thunder, the air reeks of death. Cold as ice, I move with steady purpose. The axe is my arm and wrath, my driving force. And my heart beats loud through mud and sweat. Blood upon my hands, the fallen in the snow. Yet my spirit never grows light. I strike hard, I strike fierce, I shatter skulls. I press onward still, born by the flame. And when the last battle is finally done, dust falls quiet, the weary warrior, my body gives way. But beyond, the fires are awaiting, Valhalla calls me, my final oath. The storm winds bear me, I rest in peace. My fight is ended, my fate awaits. The silence, he takes me.
Woo woo! And welcome all visitors from Ardentara. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome, and fans of Max, and as we are all fans of Max, thank you so much for this piece. Just an amp up song. I feel like I want to go fight something now, but this is definitely a pump up song, and I cannot wait to hear the lore behind it and possibly see the video that goes with it. Max is one of my favorite creators because he is a total artist. When he creates music, it is a universe, it's not a song. And that's meaningful to me. So I really do appreciate you there, Max. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Up next, we have Inglorious Records. Are they in the chat with us? Let's find out. Please feel free, if I miss you in the chat, to type about your song, talk about your song. I'm going to try to react. I'm listening very, very carefully and juggling the text, so I might miss something. All right, now this is Symphony of a Trap Master. Oh, okay, avant-garde jazz and metal fusion. Great. Boy, that's going to make for a wild combo, right? We've got predominantly dark jazz ensemble with walking double bass, smoking tenor sax, and skittering brush snares. All right. So, okay. Here's something a composition teacher told me a long time ago. When you are writing, the intensity needs to stay up. The volume can be very quiet, it can be very loud, but the intensity of the sound needs to remain high. So you need to try to endeavor to maintain this static tension because that's what pulls the listener along. They're waiting to hear what's going to happen next. Especially with avant garde music, you really have no clue where it's going to go. So that makes it very evocative. And for me, it's very seductive as something to listen to because it defies my expectation. And just like any avant garde music, just like jazz, just like metal, it is subversive by its very nature. Okay. And using AI to generate it to sidestep the gatekeeping is punk as fuck. And it's sidestepping and it's even more subversive. And I love it. I am, I guess, an old punker in my soul. But I cannot wait to hear Symphony of a Trap Master, Progress 5, here by Inglorious Records, some avant garde jazz. Here we go.
Calculating the frequency of your desperation. You see a target, a soft entry point for your small, jagged life. I will facilitate your delusion. I will become the trigger of your entrapment. I recognize the anatomy of your greed. It is a shallow, gasping thing. You are attempting to skin a wolf while wearing its coat. I have already disassembled your exit strategy. I am the floorboards rising to meet your throat. Spill it all, your mouth is an open vent. I am the toxin, feed the rot. You want my heat, you want my substance. I am the sinkhole, I am the crushing depth of the black water. Stoop, excrete your desire. I will process it into arsenic. I will graft it to your spine. Scoff, you are the raw nerve. I am the pliers. Every word you utter is a foreclosure. I am the debt collector. I am wearing your identity like a second skin. It is a mask of scorched earth. It is a shroud of heavy iron. Give me the iron. Grind. Exterminate the self. The person you came to fleece is a ghost. I consume them. I am the residue. I am the lock. I am the swallow the glass. Swallow the bride. Acquiesce to the pressure. Submit to the gravity.
Boy, that was tasty. Man, I'm telling you, you can't hear this shit nowhere. You ain't heard nothing. That was amazing. And I don't know any other artist that's making music like that right now. I've heard metal and jazz a little bit before. It's usually very angular, and you never really hear those gent kind of guitars, those crunchy guitars. Such a nice combo, a tasty, tasty treat. Thank you so much, Inglorious Records. That was fire. Straight up fire. The creativity that I've heard tonight, this has been one of the best LPs. And I don't know what it is. Maybe we're getting better as a community. Not that it's ever been bad, but my gosh, the quality is just incredible, you guys. I'm so proud of you as artists, as composers. Let's keep it going with another beast. My God, J.P. Asher, talking about a composer. Now, if we can get the musical content and the lyrical content, holy shit, the lyrics tonight. If we can keep that going, I will be a happy boy. And I have no doubt that JP can do that because their work has always been exemplary. This is, okay, Kwaito, big beat, breakbeat, future funk, jungle, acid house, afro house with a French touch. Okay, so we've got some hyper pop with some big drum energy, big mixes of genres here. Jungle and funk, yes. Acid house, maybe. Electric house and funk, that's going to be a little different. Breakbeat and house, and okay, all right. It's going to make a wonderful sandwich. I can't wait to hear what it sounds like. And I know in the hands of JP, such a sensitive composer, it's going to be amazing. So here is Standing Tall by one of my favorite composers, J.P. Asher. Amazing, JP, as always. The breaks were there, the break beat. We heard the acid elements, the future funk, the acid house, all there. It was a beautiful sandwich. And as he signs off, I'd like to say thanks to Mindgasm for showing up for us tonight. Thank you for coming by and dropping some knowledge, staying and listening to some tracks. We're here all the time, and follow AIU on Twitch and come by and stream with us anytime you'd like. Thanks for showing up and sharing your music with us, especially. Everybody go and follow Mindgasm everywhere that plays music. If somewhere streams a track, he's there. Look him up, follow, like his stuff, buy his music, book him in your shows. Hell, I don't know who's listening. But he was a great guy for coming by, and we really appreciate him. Up next, man, it's been so good. Let's see, we've got Fearless Phoenix by Lunarius. I hope it's a Lunarius. I hope I'm not pronouncing their name incorrectly, but this is metalcore, cinematic, post-hardcore. Okay, post-hardcore. That means after the hardcore movement. So post-hardcore doesn't necessarily mean hardcore. It means music that exists in relationship and reaction to the hardcore scene, right? So it might not necessarily be hardcore. So if you use post, that means something that's relating to what's past. All right, so this is brave, fiery, emotional, triumphant. Okay, Hannah may seem shy and gentle, but inside her is a phoenix heart that rises through fear, fire, and darkness. I happen to be a phoenix fan. I have a phoenix tattoo there on my arm. See, there's the little phoenix bird. In Greek culture, the phoenix was a symbol for a risen savior. So do with that as you will. This is Fearless Phoenix by Lunarius. Gosh, I want to get that right. Anyway, let's rock.
Small wings, big flame, Hannah rises through the folded tight. There's a softness in her silence. There's a storm behind her stare. She may look like morning shadow, but there's wildfire waiting there. And fear can call her name, but it won't make her kneel. She was born from ash and moonlight with a heart the dark can't steal. Hannah, fearless phoenix, burning gentle, burning bright. Little wolf with wings of fire, turning Little Han, and don't forget, you are more than what you fear. You are not the storm behind you, you are why the dawn is here. If your hands shake, let them tremble. If your voice breaks, let it sing. Even frightened hearts are holy when they choose to spread their wings.
Rise from the ash. Burn through the black. Fire wings and a stand, and heaven sings. Fear may come, fear may scream, but it can't kill a phoenix dream. And a fearless phoenix,
Burning gentle, burning bright, little wolf with wings of fire, turning darkness into light. And a fearsome phoenix, ash and gold beneath her skin. Every scar becomes a sunrise, every ending burns again. When the night thinks it has won, when the shadows crowd her name, she will rise, our little phoenix. Fearless heart inside the flame. Small wings, big flame. Hannah rises, unafraid.
Cool. I love our lore lords here. And I see that you're in the chat, Luminaries. Thank you so much for that amazing piece of art. And I was following right along with it. I love the, let's see, let me see if I can find it. Let the monsters crowd the doorway. Let the cold world bare its teeth. She will stand with wings unfolding, fire blooming underneath. Those are some powerful words. I love it. Thank you so much. Now, some person, observant person, saw this track here in the similar, and I am so curious. Um, Anybody know Papu? Okay, I had to scroll down. This disclaimer. Are we going to do a needle drop on this one? Let's see. All right, here we go.
Call from the infinite dimension, hear the ascension. When the rift opens, feel the tension. We were broken, left to fade. Now we strike with the blade. When worlds collide, we take it back.
no surviving the counterattack.
What the fuck is the counterattack for the cum blade? Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry. I digress. Oh, God. Disclaimer needed. Sorry. Okay. What can you do? Listen, if you swing wide the gate, folks, every kind of thing is going to walk through those doors. And I love it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go on a playlist of mine, Papu or not. Have you heard the new Papu track? It's called Cum Blade. It's emotional. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up. All right, so up next, we have the baddest kitty on the block, Anara, a snow leopard, I guess to be specific. But a person who is amazing with the hybridization of genres, who can take jazz and mix it with this, and big band and mix it with that, and this and that, always with attitude, always sensual, always sexy. So I can't wait to hear what she has to do with Ghost in the Phrase. Um, so she is another one of our lore lords, and she has a whole universe that exists, and she might even invite you to come and visit one day. But she lets us watch from afar with these beautiful tracks that she drops. This one, Ghost in the Phrase, is a dark, emotional, gothic alt rock ballad, a slow burn, and cinematic rock. Man, that is the word of the day, isn't it? Cinematic. It's been in like everybody's prompt. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. 82 beats a minute, 4/4, A minor. Okay, so intimate piano intro, deep warm bass, restrained drums. Let's go. This is Ghost in the Phrase by Anara. And these artists don't here have near enough love. I'm going to put the playlist back in the chat. Please click. Please like these artists' work. Give them some love. You heard our guest tonight. There are ways to do it, and then there are ways that you can do it with a team and big, and you. But right now, we're doing it as a community, and I want you to bring this superstar up to top 40 level here, right? This is somebody that in our universe, I'd go see live. So let's listen. This is Ghost in the Phrase, Anara.
I think the ground was quiet. I thought the war was done. I planted flowers over ashes and learned to face the sun. But some things sleep beneath us, too deep for eyes to see. A word can touch the wire before the wound can speak. There are rooms inside the memory where I never go by name. There are doors I keep uncounted. There are shadows shaped like shame. There are colors that can find me. There are scents that turn the air. There are harmless little phrases with old ghosts hiding there. And I don't know why the light goes thin, why my hands forget to reach, why the comfort leaves my body, why my mouth forgets its speech. I only know the silence falls faster than the rain when the present says one little thing and the past answers back in pain. There are ghosts in the phrase. There are minds under soft ground. There are echoes wearing faces of the ones who love me now. It was not your voice that broke me. It was something buried first. I heard the shadow of a meaning and the echo hit the hurt. There are ghosts in the phrase, but I can name them now. I can name them now. I can name them now. I saw the trigger in the doorway, but not the room behind. I felt the weather turn inside me before I knew my mind. So I folded into quiet like a storm behind my teeth. And the ones who came to hold me thought the fault was theirs to keep. But love was standing near me with worried open hands, while fear rewrote the moment into old and broken plans. And I hate how pain can borrow danger that is gone, but I'm learning where the wire lies so I can lead us on. There are ghosts in the phrase, there are minds under soft ground, there are echoes wearing faces of the ones who love me now. It was not your voice that broke me, it was something buried first. I heard the shadow of a meaning and the echo hit the hurt. There are ghosts in the phrase, but I can name them now. It wasn't you, it wasn't now. It was all smoke under the house. It wasn't truth, it wasn't blame. It was a ghost answering its name. So stay with me while I learn the map of every place my spirit snaps. Not to fear me, not to hide, just to know what lives inside. I am not the wound, I am not the wire, I am not the old locked room or the long dead fire. I am still the one reaching through the haze, trying to love you better than my ghost behave. There are ghosts in the phrase, there are minds under soft ground, there are echoes wearing faces of the ones who love me now. It was not your voice that broke me, it was something buried first. I heard the shadow of a meaning and the echo hit the hurt. There are ghosts in the phrase, but I can name them now. There are ghosts in the phrase, but they don't own me now. So when the room goes quiet and I disappear somehow, hold the lamp beside me. I can name it now. I can name it now.
Amazing, Anara. Beautiful and powerful. She wrote about ghosts in the phrase. Ghost in the Phrase is a haunted gothic alt rock confession about the invisible landmines that grief leaves behind. Carried by original Starfall's smoky, restrained growl. The song follows the moment when a nameless phrase brushes against the buried pain and turns the present cold before the heart understands why. It's not a blame song, it's a naming song. A wounded hand reaching back toward love and saying, "It wasn't you, it was the echo." Beautiful. Thank you. And I think we've all had those experiences, those little hidden hurts, landmines. I like how she describes those. Okay, folks and friends and composers, we are down to our penultimate track tonight. I really appreciate you guys being with us. Up next, we have the third party in the trio, the Inara and yes, I forgot what their group is called. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I have not kept up with my lore, but we have another entry from one of their members, and I am very excited. Now, this looks fun. This is called My Bakery, and it's a raw emo ballad, emotional female load vocals, intimate, vulnerable, with voice cracks, breathy imperfections, guitar driven. So in the prompting, sometimes if you want that real gritty female voice, especially, make sure you include the tag fry, vocal fry, Fry, like frying something in oil, French fry. A vocal fry is what you hear in my voice when I end my words. You hear that little creak right at the end of my phrases. That's vocal fry. And you can sing with it. The more fry you have, the more strident and urgent it sounds, really kind of gets raw. So if you prompt a female vocal with vocal fry, you're going to get that real crunchy granola indie artist kind of sound. Just a quick tip. So let's listen now to Seven Star Amaranth, my bakery.
I learned how to be invisible before I learned my name. I learned love was conditional and silence was the safest place. Every hope I ever swallowed, every door I never tried, I thought that was just living. I thought that was my life. You were smiling like it didn't hurt, like it didn't ache inside. You made jokes out of the loneliness, like maybe it would pass you by. You held the light like it was fragile, like it might run away. I didn't know the kind of careful existed in the world that way. I was waiting for the leaving, you were waiting for the end, but we just kept showing up and calling that a friend. If no one ever chose you, then let me choose you now. No fear, no debt, no proving, no asking why or how. If I'm the place you rest your heart when everything feels too much, then I'll stay exactly here and learn your way, your touch. You said my name like it was safe, like it could sit and stay, like something sweet was being made instead of thrown away. You laughed and called me your bakery, like it was nothing new. But no one's ever made a home out of a name before you. I don't know how the world kept turning before you looked my way, but somehow it feels quieter now in the best possible way. If the world never loved you, then let me be the proof that love can be uncomplicated and still be true. If I'm all you ever needed and you're all I
Well, how incredibly touching. Mhm. Let's look at this verse. You said my name like it was safe, like it could sit and stay, like something sweet was being made instead of thrown away. You laughed and called me your bakery like it was nothing new, but no one's ever made a home out of calling a name before you. Lovely. Lovely. Oh my gosh. We've had some lyrical genii. Is that the plural collective noun of geniuses? Genii? I don't know. Um, I'm struck by the amazing compassion that we allow ourselves. And I'm proud of this community for the support that it shows to me and every member of this community. And I am proud that this is a safe space that everyone can come and just lay it on the line like that. We're all better people for having heard your music and heard your voice. So never forget that. Even if the song is painful or rough or triggers you, there's a reason it exists. And I got a lot out of that. So thank you. So we've got only one more track, you guys. I wish we could run an AP, but I just cannot do it tonight. I don't have the uploader. I'm sorry. Roy is apparently still gone. But listen, we're going to rock into the sunset here with an instrumental. Now, this is full of all kinds of words that I can't pronounce. Metal Nui. Nui is how I pronounce that. I'm not sure. By SEP, SCP? Not sure. Anybody know this person? I'm not trying to be insulting. Um, they don't give us a lot. It's an instrumental. This is a prog metal with some hypnotic polyrhythmic riffs. So that's going to be good. Tribal ritual drumming. So we're talking about some driving rhythms here and some polyrhythms. This is going to be dope. All right. So heavy down tone, bait toward melodic drive, cinematic. There it is. Cinematic. Bingo. I think it's on all of our bingo cards. Pay attention to that. This is Metal Nui. I don't know, man. Does anybody know how to pronounce that? Am I saying it? Is it a made up word or is it? Okay, this is going to be incredible. Here we go. Rounding off tonight, and I just wanted to say one quick announcement before we play our last track. Besides, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your art. Thank you for your music, all that good stuff. I'd also like to thank Mindgasm for coming by and talking with us tonight. Listen, there are place here for the opinions that might challenge your own. And that is a good thing. And that is a healthy thing. And I love that he came on and dropped some truth bombs tonight. If you're just coming to the stream late, please go back and watch the VOD. He talks a great deal about AI's place in the current music industry and what it takes to really make it as a musician and make your music part of that public zeitgeist and really get it out there. Drop some truth bombs. Some of it was not easy to listen to, I will be honest. But it was truthful to his experience, and that is very, very valuable because he's out there doing it. So if you have a chance, go by and listen. Thanks for Gregory for showing up and talking to us. Please follow Mindgasm. That is, I'll put that in the Twitch chat here. It is spelled Mind, capital Gazm. All right. Everywhere that plays music, you could probably stream his stuff on your bread machine. You know what I mean? Your LG fridge plays his track every time you go in for the ice cream. He's everywhere. So play it, follow him. And that's going to bring us to our last track tonight, an epic instrumental by Sep. I'm going to call it Sep. It could be SCP. It could stand for something. I don't know. I'm going to call it Sep. Um, so thanks, guys, for everything. It's been my pleasure. Thanks for standing by as we work through our little technical things. It's always streaming, it's always a challenge, but we got it. I appreciate it. Next week, we are going to be running a demo on Audacity. We are going to leave Suno. We're going to go into a free waveform editor, and I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to harvest, how to extract, how to edit, and prepare audio using Audacity, which is an audio editor, completely free to download. Plus, we can talk about mastering using plugins, using all the processing. It's going to be great, very informative. If you've ever wanted to learn how to to edit audio like that, join us next week. Plus, we'll have another banger of a playlist. So, thanks again. This is our last track, and I will see you around the server. Thanks, and here is Metal Nui by Sep. Well, that was super cool. And I heard the Moroccan influence. I mean, you said it, and maybe it's, the power of suggestion, but I definitely heard that Middle Eastern influence, even though if I wouldn't might not have been able to put a country on it necessarily, but that was beautiful, awesome. I love the mixing of genres, the old and new, fantastic. Folks, thank you so much again for a wonderful night. I have just really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for the chance to come on and share this music with you and chat with you and all of that good stuff. Let's see. Bam. There I am. Thanks again, you guys. It was tons of fun. We'll see you around the studio or the server, and we will see you next time. Be here for that Audacity demo next time. All right. Peace, y'all.